Black Widow is a very mysterious character. She likes to mislead, she's never really predictable. But Captain America, he believes in the truth. How do these two guys work together?
You know, initially when we first started kind of talking about including the Widow into this franchise, it didn't really totally make sense on the page, as you just so eloquently described. But with like kind of further, upon further examination, it actually turns out that these characters actually have a lot in common. I mean, they both, you know, sort of, they're not necessarily, I don't think it was their greatest master plan to become superheroes. They've kind of been through different programs, have kind of ended up in the place that they're in, and so they've just sort of been, they're almost like guns for hire on either side. And I think at the end of this film, they realize that they've sort of been unquestioning for a big part of their professional careers, and have kind of find themselves grappling with their own identity, which I think puts them in a very similar position emotionally.
Hai fatto qualcosa di divertente sabato sera?
Beh, tutti i ragazzi del mio quartetto vocale sono stati uccisi, perciò... No, non direi.
Se invitassi Kristen a uscire, in base alle statistiche, forse accetterebbe.
Infatti non glielo chiedo.
Troppo timido?
Troppo occupato! Indossava un paracadute?
No, niente paracadute.
Best thing for me is knowing that you're going to have a good movie. I mean, it'd be really challenging if you were contractually obligated to revisit a character when you weren't completely satisfied with the producers and with the final products that they were making. Luckily, Marvel has the Midas touch, and they keep on hiring fantastic directors, and luckily we get to go back with these amazing actors and people like Joss Whedon to revisit a character that you can kind of rediscover and reinvent. And for me, the most rewarding part is knowing that tapping the well again is going to lead to a quality film.
Sono nello SHIELD per proteggere la gente.
Capitano, per costruire un mondo migliore, a volte è necessario distruggere quello vecchio. E questo crea nemici.
Gran parte dell'intelligence non crede che lui esista. Chi ci crede lo chiama il soldato d'inverno.
His relationship with Captain America is complicated, but rich. Can you talk about that?
I think he relates to Captain America in a very interesting sort of way because, like I said, when I was a kid, I read Nick Fury comic books, and you know, Nick was a warrior in World War II, just like Captain America. So there's some real kinship there that, I mean, Captain America doesn't realize yet, but Nick knows. And Captain America stands for an old school set of values that Nick probably had also, along with the same kind of patriotism and dedication that Captain America had, but he also doesn't have the level of naivety about how the government works and how the notion of freedom has evolved into something that's very different from what it was when Captain America was frozen in time 70 years ago. So he's trying to bring him along and trying to get him up to speed in this particular day and age, but he doesn't have a lot of patience for it also.
È veloce, forte, ha un braccio di metallo.
È pronto? Basta un solo passo.
Morirebbe della gente. Non permetterò che accada.
I think that, you know, the Russos really did a great job of, you know, kind of giving this flavor, giving this new kind of fresh flavor or take on this type of storytelling, adding this kind of, you know, I say sort of a thriller kind of aspect into what would normally be just an action-adventure film, and while still incorporating all the huge explosive visuals, you know, that the fans love, that particularly comic book fans love. I mean, the Russo brothers are fanboys at the heart of it, and so they totally understand what works visually and then, you know, dramatically for this type of audience.
Quando cominciamo?
È già cominciato. Il prezzo della libertà è alto. Ed è un prezzo che sono disposto a pagare. Mi ha detto di non fidarmi di nessuno. Quindi facciamo così. Tutto è valido.
Well, it's definitely important simply because the expectations of what a blockbuster are, right? But for us, we wanted to take a different approach, just to try to surprise the audience with the direction that it went in, and that included the way that we shot it, and you know, like I said, these longer lenses, handheld, to make it visceral and energetic and getting close into the characters. But at the end, obviously, when you get to the third act, it's a very Marvel third act. It's a great scale and you know, destruction, and so I think for us it was the tone that we took and the approach that we took to the visual style was very important.
Pare che ora sia tu a dare gli ordini, capitano.
Non sbaglia.
Come riconosciamo i buoni dai cattivi?
Se ti sparano addosso sono cattivi!